It comes back to the point. Rafalski, the shot, knocked down in front, scramble. Sounds and the Penguins have won the Stanley
Cup. Any chance they get? The fight clock is brought to you by Mobile.
What's going on, Tannimals? It is another edition of the Tanndemonium Sports Show, streaming live here on Twitch, on our Twitch station, twitch.tv/Vendetta Sports Media. I know it looks a little bit different this week. Jefferson Legal himself, Jackson Law, is on vacation, a well-earned vacation. So standing in for him is the boss, the president, the CEO, the angry Italian with the bad dance moves, but he's still a wrestler, Trey Daubert. Trey, how the hell are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm surviving. I'm on a bit of a heater, so we'll see how this show turns out. Good for Jackson Law, man. He's out there eating oysters, and I guess I get called in to fill in.
Living the rich guy life. Jackson Law.
He's in the dirty south of Mississippi, so I don't know if he's really living the rich life.
No, not really. I hear most folks won't go to Mississippi on a bet, but it is what it is. Yeah. And joining us this week, our special guest. Now, he was supposed to come on, was it 2 weeks ago, or last week, or at one point, and things just got all kind of foobarred, but he's with us now. Juston Thompson of Uncle Sam's Reject Gaming. Justin, the father of an Olympian. How the hell are you?
Good. How about you guys?
Oh, another day in paradise. Trey is sitting on a powder keg of rage like he's Mr. Furious from Mystery Men. And I'm just sitting here kind of cooking a little bit myself, just moving into my new palatial estate.
Big word for you.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, I've been looking in the thesaurus, man. I'm broadening my horizons. So, for those who are the uninitiated, Uncle Sam's Reject Gaming, you can check him out. Go over to YouTube and just put in Uncle Sam's Reject. He plays NCAA, Madden, NFL 2K5, and MLB The Show, and multiple other football titles. As of now, and it's just probably changed in the last nanosecond, 5,771,200 views. But probably more than that by now. But also, retired Army vet. Thank you for your service, Justin. Where did this come from? What got you started streaming in the first place?
So, what got me started streaming? I mean, like most of us I've been playing video games since like the early 90s. And I just always knew when I was a kid I wanted to get into working with video games somehow. But I tried once before it really stuck. I was watching YouTube. I was like, I can do that. Then I started talking to myself, and I said, I feel like an idiot doing this. So then I stopped. And then me and my wife got stationed in Germany. And then that's when I really started doing it towards my time coming to an end in the Army and stuff like that. And then it really, really took, I really, really took it serious once I retired and my wife was still in the Army and I was a stay-at-home dad with my youngest daughter. So I needed interaction with other people. So YouTube became my vice.
So what has you only streaming the sports games? Is it just you're just a sports guy, so that's what you would rather play? Or do you feel like that's more than enough to keep people's attention? Why is sports your niche?
I'll say mainly because when I was 18, I'm 31 now. When I was 18, I initially went to college. I went to school for broadcast journalism. So, I kind of always wanted to be a commentator. And this is like, the watered down version of it. But, probably like a lot of people, when you're playing video games growing up, sometimes like me and my friends, we would like mute the TV and we would commentate our own games because you hear the same commentary for a year straight of the game cycle. You're like, I'm tired of hearing the same dried up stuff. And so, that just became my thing. And, I'm more so when I play story mode games and everything like that, I'm kind of focused and locked in and I really don't want to speak to anybody. So, just with that sports background, wanting to be a commentator and, me being better at sports games and, unlike story mode games, sports games come out year after year after year. And so you kind of always have something fresh with it.
Right. Oh, Trey, any questions?
Yeah, NCAA football, it looks like it's coming back. So is there anything like maybe on the wish list that I want this in the game or I want that in the game?
Transfer portals.
Yeah.
I definitely want to be able to suspend players again. I want to be able to get sanctions. And now with the new NIL laws, I mean, one of the things in recruiting, one of the things in recruiting should be able to tell your players that you have, some sponsorship deals on the table for them if they sign with your school. I mean, I feel like those are some of the initial important things, and just give us an opportunity to tell our own stories. Don't do what a lot of these sports games are doing and giving us these pre-made stories. Give us the elements, give us the possibilities and endless, things that we can do. But don't try to lock us into one specific thing that you, as the creator of the game, want us to do.
Yeah, I've always said that in sports games, I like the idea that they're trying to do a story mode. But yeah, don't make it so linear. I say, remember those old Choose Your Own Adventure books? Make it something like that. Let my choices lead me to wherever. Instead of just locking. And then, matter of fact, why not update the different story options throughout that year? Add things, subtract. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, because like one thing with me is my favorite video game of all time is Heavy Rain, and one of my one of my other favorite video games is Until Dawn. So give me a myriad of different choices and answers, and how I answer and how I move throughout that career. Make that change the arc of the story and how everything else goes. I sometimes in 2K you'll answer 3 different ways, and so many people in the community all get the same story, and it doesn't make it fun.
Right. So with Heavy Rain being one of your favorites, not giving no spoilers out for the 5 people that never finished it, but how did you feel about that twist?
It was that's another. I kind of always been in the cinema. Okay. And and like storytelling, so I kind of seen it coming, but in the grand scheme, like I didn't. It's like one of those things, like what if? And then when it happened, it was like wow. So that fun fact, I beat that game literally in 8 hours straight. The first 8 hours I played it, I beat one of the 7 endings.
Right. Wow. I actually did that with Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. I had always started playing it and just sort of fallen off, like especially when I realized that you would go from solid state to Raiden. So finally, I just decided. I woke up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and just said, "You know what? Let's do this." and I finished it, and I thought that I'd been playing it so long that either my PlayStation was glitching or I was tripping. Like it messed with me so hard. I was like, "Oh no, this ain't cool." And then I realized it was actually the game. So I was like, "Oh." Yeah. Okay.
I mean, one of the funniest things about that, it wasn't even my game. So,
oh wow!
I
played on someone else's PS3.
So yeah, well, I actually played it on my PS3, but it was my friend, he's like my brother, one of my best friends. I used to live with them, and I was probably like 19, 20 when Heavy Rain came out. His Amazon version got there the day before mine got there, and so. But it was a snow day because I'm from New Jersey. We got snowed out of work, but he still had to go to work, or maybe he had to go. He went to see his kids. But he was like, "All right." He was like, "You can play the game, but don't text me any spoilers." I'm like, "All right, bet." And so he came back and he's like, "You still playing the game?" I said, "Dog, this is the last mission." And he was like, "What?" And so like still to this day, he gives me crap for it. He's like, "How you beat my game before me?"
So. I'm going to go into something that Trey knows a lot about. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball. MLB The Show 21. I'm playing it. You're playing it. Now, I'm an Xbox guy. I had PS4 for a little bit, and then I got rid of it because I was playing more Xbox than anything else. Do you feel that The Show 21 is improved over last year? And if so, by how much?
I do, actually. I mean, see, but for me, I'm not as anal about sports games as some people, but it's definitely a little bit better. I'm definitely still playing it a lot longer at this point of the year than I was last year. Because usually, even though I grew up playing baseball, I love baseball and everything like that. it's always that time when MLB The Show, unless you're a content creator, where you kind of put the game down a little bit in the summer because Madden's coming out, 2K's coming out, and you kind of funnel your way to everything else. But here, no matter what comes out, I'm still finding myself back playing MLB The Show. They definitely listen to the community, and there's always going to be those people out there that get mad and you can't ever please. But for the most part, I think they're making great strides.
Are you playing MLB The Show, Trey?
I don't even have the new one. I don't have the one from last year either.
Why don't you have an Xbox?
I have a PS4.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I do love MLB The Show normally. It's just I don't think they've upgraded the franchise mode at all, really.
I do agree with that, and
and that's the only mode I play.
Yeah, and I know people who they won't play Diamond Dynasty or anything because it's not immersive enough for them because it can't tell that story like we talked about earlier. But yeah, I think they've gotten lazy because it's one of the deeper sports titles out there when it comes to franchise. And I honestly think some MLB guys are a little bit spoiled because of how deep it's been over the years. But, once again, when you keep looking at a carbon copy of the same thing year after year after year, and it's a small, minute details like, trade logic, the way you negotiate contracts, when it comes to drafting and, sometimes you draft a player and sometimes like the pick doesn't even make sense or they're too low and it's not realistic. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I think our franchise gamers are some of the most nitpicky, but that's mainly because we love the sport, the actual sport so much.
Well, see, I only play Road to the Show. I don't play the franchise. I don't play the Diamond, whatever. I only play Road to the Show. That's my thing. I like being able to make my own character and just go through it and blah, blah, blah. I was playing the two-way guy. I was a third baseman and a starting pitcher, and I got drafted by the freaking Reds. And I was like, man, come on. So now I'm the ace. I'm the ace in a rotation that includes Madison Bumgarner and Chris Archer.
Okay.
So, but I want to be like, a lights-out strikeout pitcher, but for whatever reason, I can't get it done. So I'm more like a Greg Maddux style pitcher.
Okay. Are you using pinpoint?
No, I'm doing the standard, pitching in the zone.
See,
blah, blah,
now,
blah.
if I would say try to master pinpoint, and it'll make a huge difference over the control of your pitches.
Okay, I'll give that. Hey, Trey, I'm getting tips from the expert here. All right, I'm gonna try.
I always just take over the Red Sox, but like if there's no new upgrades in the franchise mode, it's really hard to get through a 162 games schedule. So
I think I'm going to try to take over the Pirates. I'm going to try to make my Pirates relevant again.
So I heard the Red Sox, and I'm sorry, guys. This podcast is over. I'm a Yankees fan.
Oh, here we go. Now Trey can get hot. So let me ask you this then, because one of our writers go to vendettasportsmedia.com and check out all of our written content and our podcast. We actually had one of our writers is a Yankee fan, and he took the fan base to task over the actions over the last weekend, spitting on Veritek's daughter, throwing baseballs at people's heads. So you as a Yankee fan, what do you have to say to that?
I mean, I'm never gonna say that's a good. I mean, me as a parent myself, I don't care if you're a fellow fan or an opposing fan. I'm going to jail that night if you ever do anything like that to my kids, and that's just straight up and down. I mean, you can be a diehard fan, you can be really into it, but there's certain lines you don't cross as a human being, and they make those type of fans make an entire fan base look bad just for one or two actions.
It's an absolute madhouse there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The fact that if you really feel that emboldened to spit on a 9-year-old, and I said this on my Twitter account, homeboy be catching hands from everybody in the family, even cousin Clovis that never gets invited to the cookouts because he's special.
I mean me as just an onlooker, I might do something to you just as a like, what the hell are you thinking doing something like that? I mean, it's just a time and a place for everything. I mean, So I'm from New Jersey, but I grew up close to Philly, and my dad and my mom, a lot of people in my family are Philly everything fans. So we used to go to Eagles games at the Vet, and I'll have on my Rocket Ishmael jersey and stuff like that. And my dad would have to tell people like, y'all gonna relax on my son before it's a real problem here. So you know what I mean? It's certain fan bases that just they
don't know when to
can't
stop.
get right. Yeah,
The Eagles is a different environment.
Dude, I'm serious. Like
it's the only time I've done dip in my life.
Dude, I'm serious though. The fact that you gotta have a court and a jail in your stadium.
Yeah.
You know your fan base is out of control.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, man. And it's just insane. I mean, hell, the Eagles fans tried to fight one of the Sixers players, and it got mopped off the floor by him because he's a 6'8" behemoth of a human being. But just because he's repping the team where he's from, it's a madhouse there. But I enjoy it. I'll go there purposely to piss off Phillies fans and everything like that. Even when I'm back home, I'm making my duty to make that happen.
See, me and Bryan are both PA guys.
Yeah, we're both. I'm in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay, okay.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that Pittsburgh fans are above it because we're not. But I think that there are certain fan bases where when you're used to winning, like the Yankees haven't really done much in the last couple of years.
No, we're terrible, and we're wasting talent for sure.
So when your fan base isn't used to winning anymore, I think that's when you start getting a lot of these behaviors. Well, except Philly because they won a Super Bowl and they still don't know how to act.
I mean, they beat up Santa Claus. I mean,
and it threw batteries at people and then cheer when folks get hurt, man.
Yeah.
Philly's just another level of what the hell.
Yeah, it's it, man. I can understand. I mean, it's probably not much going to happen at Pirates games because they've been bad for so long. But I can see something like that happen at Steelers games, maybe. When they get pissed off and everything like that. But the Pirates is just the Pirates.
Pirates showed up.
Yeah, Pirates games might just be like that cheap date you could take that girl on because you don't know what else to do in the city.
Bro, my father-in-law is coming into town. Whenever he comes into town, we always go to a Pirates game. Last time he came into town, we went and we saw the Brewers play, and I was right on the third base line, and I called myself heckling the guy. He turned around and started laughing. It was like, yeah, like he was real cool. I know in the back of his mind, he's like, yeah, you running your mouth, but we whooping that ass. So. And we're seeing when he's coming in again, and we're playing Milwaukee. And,
wow, okay.
Yeah, but those tickets were like $75 a pop. I'm like, whew.
Wow, they still charging that much for? Oh, man.
Well, because
of Christian Yelich.
Well, not only that, but the fact that people are coming out now, so it's like, good, we can charge.
Double dipping.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this, because I already got the note in the private chat that we're coming up on our first break.
Okay,
Madden. Give me your thoughts on Madden. Are you excited for the new Madden, or are you thinking this is just going to be much ado about the same old thing, where they're telling us everything's looking great, but it's just the same old crap?
I'm cautiously excited because they're going out of their way to respond to things, and it seems like they've listened to the community. But whenever you're dealing with EA Sports, it doesn't matter which game it is, you have to not put all your eggs in one basket because you will get your feelings hurt really, really quickly. And like Trey said, in Madden, that's one of those games where I don't play career mode. So I'm making my own story. So I don't play Face of the Franchise. I don't play MUT. I only play Madden to build a franchise and win a Super Bowl with them. So if it's to the point where I'm not even playing franchise when the game first comes out. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna sit once that scouting update comes. I'm gonna see what it's hitting for, and if they listen, I'll give them their props. But for the most part, it's been a disappointment the last few years. I mean, we just got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah, I wait until the season's over and it comes on EA Access. I ain't spending my money on that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. If I didn't create content, I would not buy Madden.
Trey, you gonna be playing Madden?
I used to buy it every single year, and now I don't really. I buy it once every 3-4 years
because it's the same game. You're not missing much.
Yeah. I seriously want that
was my favorite game as a kid.
Oh yeah,
same
I think
here.
all of us.
I've been playing Madden since the very first Madden on Sega Genesis.
Okay.
I remember Madden 92. That was my favorite Madden for a long time. Madden 92. When folks would get hurt and the
The little ambulance will come out.
And the ambulance would come out and then leave them and then back up over them and then take them off the field. That was my game. And then, the early 2000 Maddens when we had the Tony Bruno show and all that, that was what I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the last decade, I just been like.
So apparently they're giving us all of that this year in what is it, Madden 22 now? But yeah, man, I mean, it's like you. I've been playing Madden since Super Nintendo, and I can have more fun on a PS2 Madden right now than I'll do for like the last 4 or 5 Maddens, and it just shouldn't be that way because clearly we're all around the same age. Or if you guys probably are a little bit older than me, we played games where we were getting so much with so little resources. It felt like that we just knew by 2021 it would just feel like we were a real like football GM. Like by this point, but the strides we're making, but EA started every year taking things away, adding things back, taking it back away, adding this new thing, taking it away. And then once they found out that they can get away with microtransactions, they wiped their hands with it.
Well, I think now that 2K is back in the market, like granted it's an arcade, but if this 2K arcade game proves to be fruitful, that NFL is gonna give them the simulation as well.
I hope so.
And then EA is gonna have to start working again.
Yeah,
like that was the best time. See what's Kane has to say. When there's no competition at all. I mean, seriously, I think the show is another example. Like, the show had to get really, really good because they got once the show started getting really, really good, then the Xbox exclusive games that were MLB licensed faded away. But now that the show is on Xbox now, it's almost as if they're going to have to start working hard because now they're competing against themselves. And if it starts doing well on Xbox, then that PlayStation is going to lose that exclusivity.
Oh yeah.
So, and I mean, I don't know. We'll see what's what. All right. So, Justin, are you going to stay with us, or do you got to go? Or
no, I'm good. I'm here.
All right, cool. So we're going to take a quick break here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media. We're going to continue talking gaming. We're going to talk some 2K22 that's coming. Talk these cover athletes, and then we going to start getting into the Olympics, man. Cardboard beds. COVID is shutting down Japan to the point that Toyota has had enough of the Olympics. It's getting raw here in the world of sports. And then, of course, tonight, Trey, Game 6 of the NBA Finals. We were wrong last week. You, me, and Jefferson Legal said Suns in 6. But it could be a flip script. We'll talk about it in a few minutes here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media, streaming live exclusively on Twitch. Check us out next day on wherever you get your podcasts, but specifically on Spotify and on our YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
The following broadcast is brought to you in association by XP Coffee Company. XP Coffee Company is the fresh brewed coffee made for gamers by gamers. Get amazing flavors like Choco Loco in 8, 12, or 16-ounce bags. Or level up and get Illusion, Isolation, Nightmare, or the Majestic Throne blends in light, medium, or dark roast in whole bean, coarse French press, drip, or fine espresso in 12-ounce, 16-ounce, or 2-pound bags. Wow! Shipping worldwide. If you're in the U.S., go to usa.xpcoffee.co. If you're in Europe or in the UK, go to www.xpcoffee.co. XP Coffee Company, for gamers, by gamers.
And we're back on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here on Vendetta Sports Media Networks. We are streaming live exclusively on Twitch. Jefferson Legal down in the deep South, so deep that I will not follow. I won't even touch the Mason-Dixon line. Down in the MISSISSIPPI. So co-hosting with me tonight is none other than the boss man himself, Trey Daubert, and our special guest, Uncle Sam's reject himself, Justin Thompson, over 5 million views on YouTube. Gentlemen, NBA 2K22 is coming in just a little under 2 months. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar finally getting the love he deserves in this medium. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much you argue about Jordan versus LeBron. If it ain't Kareem, he ain't the GOAT. So how interested are we in 2K22? Trey?
Well, I think Courtney should be involved in this discussion because she was streaming it. She was streaming it the other day.
Okay, Courtney, get on in here. Courtney, don't call the plumber, the show producer. And
she has to say something about this.
And, of course, super fan of Jay Crowder.
Yes.
Jay Crowder super fan, Courtney Plummer, who might actually have the last laugh on Trey if all things go her way tonight. It could be Bucks in 6, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. So, Courtney, what do you think about, number one, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar finally getting the love he deserves?
I know he was in like the story mode, but he was just kind of there like awkwardly. So I think it's good. Like they finally just gave him that, put him on the cover but I kind of hate how they got him like with other people, but
I agree.
I guess we'll take it.
Yeah. Like honestly, and Justin, I'll tell you this. I never, ever, ever go into the whole buying the special edition of 2K because I'm not that big on it. I don't play the multiplayer stuff. All I play is either the My Career or I play the My League. So because I like to build the franchise from the ground up. But I think I might get this special edition just so I can have Kareem on my cover.
Yeah, I mean, so me personally, I'm as extra as they come when it comes to video games. Since I didn't grow up with the most money, I just buy stuff because I can now. So I've been buying the extra special deluxe edition or whatever they call it for the longest. But I agree. I don't think the legend cover should have 3 people on it, especially when KD's still active player. I think that should be just reserved. If you're gonna call it a legend cover, actually put like just a legend on it. But yeah, it's good Kareem to be in there. And even though I buy it, I used to I started my YouTube career off basically as a My Team creator. That stuff gets expensive and everything. But so if you play My Team, though, that startup you get with that usually helps. But I haven't really played my career seriously in years, except for just to do enough to get them into the park or whatever. But I always think that I like that they usually give you three levels of it because it's something for everybody for the most part.
Yeah. So Trey, are you going to be getting your copy of 2K22?
My first priority when all these sports games come out in the fall is always FIFA. So it depends on how early I finish FIFA normally. But if on the off chance I do get 2K, it's usually either I run the Celtics franchise mode or I start the Maryland Blue Crabs expansion team.
Nice. I make the Pittsburgh Force or whatever other Pittsburgh thing that's on there. But if I don't hear the commentators say something good, I get mad. Meanwhile, though, I'll mute it. Meanwhile, I'll mute them and I'll put a movie on, or I'll have a podcast playing in the background. While
Bill Simmons is unbearable.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I'd rather have Kevin Harlan. I want Kevin Harlan.
Chris Webber is the worst.
Chris Webber
just be talking and talking and talking.
Chris Webber, he's the worst on the game and in real life. I can't stand him. I got a friend who literally mutes every game that he commentates.
Reggie Miller's not far behind.
But at least Reggie Miller tries to be funny. It doesn't always work, but he tries.
Yeah.
Shaq's voice, Shaq makes me laugh because he sounds like Mushmouth from Fat Albert sometimes. He really does. He's you sound like you over 7 foot. You really sound it. You sound like all your muscles are just to make sure your knees don't explode like Kyle on South Park. And you just can't talk like a normal human being. But you can't say stuff like that without being afraid to punch you in the face. So please don't hurt me, Shaq. I appreciate it. If you do punch me in the face, just throw a couple dollar bills on me for my trouble. I could always use an extra couple dollars.
I don't know. You know, Shaq he's a volunteer sheriff. He might get himself off.
That's a good point. I especially want to give a shout out, and I want Courtney, I want your opinion on this as well. Candace Parker is going to be on the cover of the WNBA 25th Anniversary Special Edition. First woman to be on the cover. So, in your research, are we going to get a women's My Career or a women's expansion? Like, is that going to become a thing now? Are we going to go with women's franchise mode, or is it just, hey, we're putting a woman on the cover? That's it.
They already have it, but it kind of sucks. Like, it's definitely not like just, not even kind of, it does suck. It's like, if they should do it, they should do it just like My Career, because like, one, I don't know, it's just so weird how they made it. Like, you can't pick out your own clothes, or if you do, they give you like some old like Kyrie's from like 2016 or something, and it's just like they just like did that at the last minute and had to hurry up and add it to the game. That's what it felt like.
That sucks. So the women are getting screwed again in basketball. Maybe in 2K23 they'll actually have not just where you can play like a season, because I know in 21 you can only play like a season, but you actually get a straight up My Career, My League, my franchise mode and all that. But ladies get screwed again.
Yeah.
Speaking of disappointments, Team USA men's basketball roster, Bradley Beal and Kevin Love withdrew from the team this week, and they're being reversed by JaVale McGee and Keldon Johnson. I never even heard of Keldon Johnson, but to be fair, I have another, month, Trey, before I'm supposed to be like super getting gung-ho sports Brian again. So sorry, Keldon Johnson, but at least JaVale McGee, I know him. So I don't know, guys. Do you think that, like with JaVale, do you think JaVale McGee will be able to bring some of that toughness down below that will maybe get them doing something? Or is what we saw from Nigeria and Australia on Team USA, is that what we're going to expect in this international competition? Because we said last week, it ain't 1992 no more, where the NBA Americans are just going to run roughshod. These cats are over the other side of the world can ball now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? I'll start with you, Trey, because you'll fire me if I don't.
That is false. That is false. I am actively rooting for them to lose. Rooting for them to lose, because like the NBA is tough enough to watch. To see these guys go out there and like foul hunt and just look at the refs and be like, "Oh, where's my call?" and the side eye rolls, it's just nonsense. So I hope they get steamrolled. I really do.
Oh, Juston, the
ISO ball that they play is just outrageous. Like, they don't pass, they just look for fouls. It's nonsense.
Yeah, see, I agree with that because, since I lived in Germany and one of my friends from back home where I'm from played in Germany while I was living there, and he used to leave me and my wife tickets. We would come to his games and everything, and they're never going to get those foul calls because the brand of basketball they play in Europe is 10 times more physical than what they play here in the league and in the NBA.
It's NBA back in the 90s.
Well, yeah,
in the 80s
yeah. I mean, the way the refs let them play over there, and it's normal. Nobody cries for fouls, and the patriot in me, the veteran in me, I can't root for them to lose, but I mean, how many no's did you have to get to say screw it, JaVale, Keldon? Come on, bro. Like, I mean, like there's so many different big men, and I like JaVale McGee. Don't get me wrong, but when you think Team USA, you don't think JaVale McGee coming through to be a big man. And I can understand the Keldon Johnson because back in the 80s, they like on the Dream Team, they had all the superstars, and then they had Christian Laettner, so they would always have like that one young guy who you knew was never going to play on the team. But it's like for the most part, we're like you said, it's not the 80s. We're not that much ahead of people anymore when it comes to playing basketball. Hell, some of the people in the NBA who are American, their parents are from America, so they're playing for these other teams. So you have NBA, not just NBA caliber players, you have literal NBA players playing for these other countries and things like that. So, you know, like the Nigerian team had a couple NBA players on it. You know, the Argentinian team's going, you know, they usually have NBA players on it. The Italian team, Australia is a team who is so many black people that usually play for Australia. You're like, oh, wow, I thought he was from, you know,
I didn't
North
know there were
Carolina
black people in Australia.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's like, you know, so that it's guys and it's winners on these other teams. It's not just like throwaway NBA guys like Patty Mills help people win a championship. Matt Dellavedova helped LeBron, you know, in the Cavs win a championship. So, you know, it's players of that caliber who know how to get it done, and they're no longer starstruck over you. They don't care. Like, you know, when the Dream Team went over to Barcelona, the players were asking Michael Jordan for his autograph. Don't nobody care about these dudes on this team now. Everybody want to crack the head. You know what I mean? Everybody want to take the head off of the stake, which is America when it comes to basketball. And if I'm not mistaken, I think didn't the women's team lose to Australia as well?
I believe they did. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are being caught in a lot of things. We already been caught in education and in technology years and years ago, but now it's coming to sports, and we're starting to fall behind.
Courtney, are you upset that your man Jay Crowder didn't get picked for the national team?
I guess he has to go win him a championship. So
yeah,
well,
he's busy right now.
He has to go focus on that.
Well, let me ask you this, Courtney. Who would you have picked for if you had these two slots? If you could put any two players in those slots, who would you have put in?
I say Trae Young.
Okay. Hey, you got to send a heel. Folks already hate us overseas. Might as well send the biggest heel in the NBA right now.
I mean, you could say any number of names, though. Like, JaVale McGee wasn't getting minutes in the NBA.
It's true.
I'm pretty sure Trey said no. You know, I'm sure his ankle still isn't that good.
True.
Oh,
Plus, he's probably like, man, I got a whole lot of fame down here in Atlanta right now.
I mean, well, because you know, I live in Georgia and I have Hawks season tickets, and the Hawks probably told him, no, you are not going. If he was healthy, they might have said okay, but once he stepped on that ref's foot, they were like, nah, bro, you're gonna sit down a little bit.
I'll say this one thing, and then we're gonna move on to the next Olympic story. If I'm the Hawks, I don't let him do anything other than training camp, go home and go to sleep. Matter of fact, I even make him sign a waiver that he don't have any crazy wild sex. All vanilla missionary for you, friend. Because I ain't risking you hurting nothing. You are the only real thing that this team has. If we lose you, we have nothing.
What about Kevin Huerter?
Ooh, Julius Randle.
Red Velvet? Yeah. Red Velvet. Oh, that's a good call.
I don't know who that is. I got to start watching basketball again. I mean, I don't know.
He makes his splash, man.
Okay.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people say like Julius Randle, but I would like to think that Team USA reached out to certain people, and I'm pretty sure they just said no. I mean, because before
I can't imagine that.
Because before the Dream Team, I mean, a lot of pros weren't playing. Michael Jordan and them were just saying like, "Hey, let's for once go over there and play and just kill everybody." Because before it used to only be college players. So, and right. I think with the climate of the country and everything like that, it kind of makes it, you know, like a touchy subject for people to want to go and represent a country that they don't necessarily feel represented in. I
agree. Matter of fact, I was saying this.
That is true.
I know someone sent me. I was sent as a gift an American flag to, you know, because, you know, I just bought my house, and the young lady that handled my mortgage sent me an American flag as a gift, and I was like, my wife goes, "Oh, that's nice." I said, "I don't know how I feel about this."
Yeah,
you know what I'd probably do, because I've recently, within the last year, found out that I'm primarily of Nigerian descent, so I do have a Nigerian flag. I'll probably put the pole up and then just put the Nigerian flag up and just call it a day.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know nothing about Nigeria. I know if I got dropped in Nigeria right now, I'd probably be dead within a half hour. And that's just giving myself a lot of credit. But still. And to answer Kane's question, having to explain to an NBA coach, man, what the hell happened to your hip? Oh, coach.
She just threw it back.
She just went nuts. I forgot the safe word. She wouldn't let up. And here we are. What I want to say, can you imagine being the agent of Trae Young and having to go and like have a press conference saying that you got hurt from some weird sex act involving a candle, a nipple clamp, a paddle, and a freaking baby Yoda stuffed animal. I don't want to be that guy. These are Cade's right. These Atlanta girls be wild. They acting like we in Central Park back in the 80s. Huh. All right, so apparently we got the hard truth about the Olympic beds. Why do we care about this? Apparently, it was said that the cardboard beds with the polythene mattress was there to keep people from having sex. But apparently, you can do a lot of things in that bed. Why does that even matter? Like, why did this become a thing? Is it because it's a cardboard box with a mattress on it?
I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I really don't care, but whoever thought this was going to stop anybody from doing what they wanted to do, they must not have been to college, because that bed ain't going to stop a thing if they don't want it to.
I've been in a few dorm rooms myself, and I've heard people doing some crazy things on them dorm beds, and it's like, how the hell did you fit 4 people in that little ass bed?
Yeah.
When there's
That's
a
not
will,
even a
there's
twin
a way.
bed, those college dorms.
Yeah, it's definitely like a third of that.
Oh, I love the fact
you roll over in the college dorm bed, you will fall off. You better get comfortable and stay there.
That's right, Kate. You underestimate my power. That's right.
Well, I seen something on Twitter. I think the guy was a distance runner. He just made a joke. He's like, well, us distance runners are pretty light, so we can make some things happen. Like something to that. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to that effect. That it's just like, not everybody is this big, massive person that they can't make some things shake.
Good stamina too. They should have.
Yeah,
exactly.
Multiple rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I really don't know what like the issue is. It's just like that's only going. I feel like it's only going to make people want to engage in an act of even more. I mean, because if you tell somebody no, they're gonna be like, yeah, but how much trouble would I really get in? I mean, I'm already here. Are you going to kick me out the Olympics? Which we did see last Olympics though. I remember there were some athletes who got kicked out of their dorm or something like that during the last Olympics. So I guess I want to test the actual like world committee of sports.
They wouldn't find someplace else to go. Come on now.
Yeah, well,
I guarantee you a lot of folks would love to be Twitter famous knowing that they got caught plowing on a cardboard box bed and broke it. They would love that badge of honor on them. Matter of fact, I was a campus safety officer at a college, and I remember there was this like 250-pound dude and him and his roommate had these girls over, and they had some wild parties going on in there. And when there's a will, there's a way. They'll make it happen.
I mean, I personally in my life have broken a futon, so I mean, that didn't stop the party either. You just kind of like, I mean, somebody's going to find a way to reprop that cardboard bed back up and make it seem like nothing happened, or they're just going to thug it out and sleep on the floor because you still got the mattress at the end of the day. I mean, are they going to have RAs that's going through these dorms making sure people are okay? I mean, how much is going to be going on in Tokyo? I mean, that's the last thing on people's mind. And if they really want to, they can go I mean, it's just it's stupid. Like. It's just I don't know. It's just trying to stop the inevitable. I mean, it's that many people. You're going to have that many single people around each other, away from their norm.
Even the married people.
Yeah. I mean, but some people are going to be there, and they'll be disqualified as far as not qualifying within the first couple of days of their event, and they're just going to be there with their team. And what I mean, they're going to want to get relieve some stress somehow. We all know that.
How you do. So
I mean, my bad. I was about to say, just think about the Olympics. It's like think of the allure of it. Like, it's people from all these different countries. You can do what you got to do and literally never see this person again.
I have always wanted to be with an Austrian. I can just imagine Trey Daubert in the Olympics. He'd just be like, "Look, you French teams. If you ain't got hairy armpits, don't come to this room."
I'm a big bucket list guy, so.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be like, if your armpits ain't got hair, you don't belong in Casa de Trey. That's just the way I imagine. Trey's gonna be going to Vegas. We're gonna be having a vendetta retreat in Vegas. Trey's gonna be doing all kinds of things. I might actually go so I can catch him doing it, and so I can have some leverage on him.
Yeah, I just got back from Vegas. It's a wild place over there.
I'm excited.
What happened?
It's gonna be hot as hell.
We're going in October, so I don't think it's gonna be super.
Okay.
Oh,
Then,
it's
yeah, you
only
should
going to
be
be
good.
90 degrees instead of 120.
Yeah, but that's perfect. I'll be on the pool deck. It'll be great.
Lord Jesus.
It was so hot when I was just there. The pool water wasn't even cold.
Oh, damn.
I'm okay
Yeah,
with that.
that's true.
Pool
It's
water
too hot to go
boiling.
swimming.
I mean, it was still.
How the hell is it too hot to go swimming?
Exactly.
Swim to
Let's
cool
talk
off.
about that.
Me and my wife were on the strip, and it was like after midnight, and it was still 105 degrees.
Yeah. You know what, Trey? I ain't coming. That's too hot for me.
It's not gonna be hot in October. It'll be
In
it'll be
October,
great.
they say it's pretty cool. They say after August, they say it goes to like pretty much normal. But they just say the 3 months of the summer, if you could deal with that, you can live there.
Fair enough.
No.
All I know is I see myself going to
No.
Vegas.
It's
I
horrible.
see myself going to Vegas, and I'm like Matthew Perry's parents in Fools Rush In, except I ain't white. But I'll still be like, but I don't know. It is what it. So Toyota is pulling all of their games related ads off of TV. They are pissed.
Hmm.
You know what, Kane? I've been there. I've done that. I've been in Canada in January, late December into mid-January. I know what it's like.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Tell you one thing though, man. As much as I hate the cold, I love Canada. If I could become a Canadian citizen, get me some maple syrup, and let me play on the ice hockey rink. Matter of fact, I'm in the letter, Kenny.
I was gonna say, whenever I think of Canada, I just always think about South Park.
Well, see, Kane actually really looks like that. See, he puts on an American mask when he comes on for the show and all that, but that's really how Kane really looks. I wasn't sure if you knew. Outed you. So Toyota is pretty pissed off. Now, here's the thing. COVID infections are on the rise right now in Japan. And the Olympic Committee is just like, it happens.
Yeah, sadly.
And Toyota's like, oh, really? Guess what? There goes your money. So, Trey, what do you think about the Olympic Committee right now having no care that they're basically turning Japan into the next ground zero? I mean, you've got the banjo picking sections of America that the Delta variant is killing everyone, and now you got Japan.
I don't know. I don't know. Like
Trey said, people are dying. What do I care?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm vaccinated. I'm living life. I'm back in the gym. Things are looking up. That's all I know.
All right, so Justin, what are your thoughts now? Of those of us that are here, you've been overseas, so
I've been overseas.
Where have you been?
I've been to London.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Sure it does.
It does to your pockets. London's expensive as hell.
Yeah,
Dude, London is America is just London with extra sugar. Just like Canada.
I did have a
America
layover
light.
in Belgium. Does that count?
Yeah, that does
That
count.
counts.
Okay.
That does count. Yeah. So survey says it counts. All right. So fine. For someone who's been overseas for more than a vacation time or a layover, it's a different world over there than what we're used to here.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts on how this is being handled over there in Japan right now?
Well, so I've actually lived in Asia as well. So I've lived in Korea and I've been to Japan. And Asia is just one of those places where it does just happen because there's so many people. Like, like literally Seoul, South Korea is like, I think it's like 6 times bigger than like Times Square or something like that. And that's just a major city. So it's like, I'm surprised though, because when I lived in Asia, even if you get a little cough, people wear like so how we've been having to wear masks the last year and a half due to COVID. I mean, in Asia, that was a thing back forever. Like you get a little cold, or if you get on the train, being around a lot of people, you don't want to spread germs, people will wear masks. So that's why it kind of wasn't like, that weird to me. But it's just like, I think everybody, including these countries, are just so tired and they're just like, man, it's going to be what it's going to be. I mean, because at this point, yeah, you could easily say, let's just shut down everything. But we've already seen how much the economy and the world and mental health was messed up when you shut everything down. So you just got to tell people what their risks are. If they want to come, they want to come, and if they don't, stay home. But here's a waiver if you do.
And there's no fans in the Olympics this year, right?
I believe there are not.
Yes, I don't think
they aren't.
Right.
Which is going to be weird as well because the Olympics is usually like a loud place. But I mean, I think everybody's doing the best they can, whether how people want to agree or not. But it's just like I'm vaccinated as well, but like I'm immunocompromised. I'm a diabetic, but I try to eat as healthy as I can. I work out and I got my immunizations, and if up to the point where nobody wants to die, but if I'm going to go, I'm going to go. I just can't be hunkered down in my crib all day. That's not living life at all, because you might as well just be dead then too.
I mean, I hear you. I just kind of feel like, because I'm vaccinated as well, and I stayed in the house for most of all of last year, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm glad things are going back to normal, but I wish people would be a little bit more, I guess, for lack of a better term, not me oriented, where, well, I want this. Okay, but you could be killing somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my mother-in-law, she refuses to get vaccinated, but then wonders why my brother-in-law and sister-in-law don't invite her over the house. And it's like, well, considering the fact that they don't want their 10-year-old to die over something that you could bring in their house, you don't get to sing the blues. But now I got a hot box with her on a trip to Ohio for a nephew's birthday next month, as well as going to a baseball game that, number one, she don't even follow the sport, so I'm not going to be able to enjoy the game because she's going to be talking throughout the whole thing. I got to share like a row with her and then share a car with her. So it's like, maybe
you sound really excited to do this.
Yeah,
right. I was excited for the ball game until I found out that I'm just going to have to take one for the family. And it's like, you know what, man, y'all going to be owing a brother some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's definitely me oriented. I mean, because I'm vaccinated, but I still wear a mask because I just, I'm a creature of habit. I didn't got so used to it now, and it kind of keeps people away from you when you wear a mask. Even though I'm vaccinated, people were kind of like they're kind of hesitant to walk up in your personal space. And I do still see some people out here. And I'm just like, I mean, it's not completely over. And I mean, I don't know. It's just I just think, I mean, but then again, as far as like Americans, we believe in so much pro-choice that we sometimes don't think about the good of everybody, because it's like, I'm offended, I'm this, I'm that. They don't like, oh, if that person doesn't want to catch it, tell them to stay home. But no, it doesn't work like that, because that person can't stay home because they have to work because they don't have the luxury to stay home. But you just want to be an asshole, you know what I'm saying, and just say, screw it. You could be putting them in danger for no reason when all you do is put on this little thin mask that you can breathe through no problem. So
some people just need punched in the genitals. That's all I got to say. But with that being said, we got to take our final break because Courtney told me like a little bit ago that our time was up. So we'll be back. Huh?
A little bit ago?
A little bit. Not a whole lot. A little bit. I saw the notification. We were in discussion,
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be back on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here, streaming live on Twitch. We will be on YouTube and Spotify tomorrow, wherever the hell else you listen to us. But we'll be right back. Please, please, please make sure you pay some love to our sponsors, monkeyknifefight.com. If you use our promo code Vendetta in your very first deposit, they will match you dollar for dollar up to $100. And I still got to get some XP Coffee Company product. I really do. I want to get some hot chocolate because, I'm worried that coffee might be too much for my poor belly. But we'll be back here on the Tanndemonium Sports Show for our final segment. We'll be talking NBA Finals, talking the NHL. My Rain City bitch pigeons are about to start picking. I'm excited. Well, tomorrow. Anyway, we'll be back.
The following is brought to you in partnership by Symbol. Symbol is a new sports marketplace where you can trade shares of professional teams like stocks. You love sports. You interested in fantasy sports without the weekly annoyance of fantasy league upkeep? Then Symbol's the app for you. With Symbol Fantasy Sports is going to a whole other level. How it works is simple. You buy Symbol shares for your favorite sim teams on the app. When your sim team wins, you get automatic cash deposits, and you don't lose any money when they lose. That's it. So if you follow trends across football, basketball, and baseball, and you think your team is a sleeper, simply invest in your favorite sim teams on Symbol and watch your virtual portfolio prove you right or wrong. And if you want to get in on the action right away, Vendetta Sports Media's got you covered. Go to symbol.app/Vendetta and use our exclusive promo code Vendetta, and you'll get a $10 bonus when making your first deposit. Symbol, taking fantasy sports to a whole other level.
Trey, how's your Symbol portfolio looking?
I have the Boston Red Sox. That's the only stock I have, and they're doing very well, so I can't complain. Nice. And plus, when I bought them, they were valued as like a last place team, so it's worked out well.
Yeah, I only have the Sim Jets, and they're doing pretty good. Especially, when I bought them, they were under $20. Now they're just over $40. So I'm happy. I'm good.
I have the Suns.
You got the Suns. Wow, so you've been hating on Jay Crowder, but you got stock in his team. Courtney Plum.
See, no, listen, no, I got them when they were like the cheapest. So,
gotcha. I'm not going to ask Justin because he's not on payroll, but I seriously think you should go to Symbol. Go to symbol.app, Justin. Buy some stock in your favorite teams, and
I'm
use
down.
our promo.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, use our promo code Vendetta. Get a $10 extra on your deposit. I'm just saying. Speaking of the Suns, last week, Trey, myself, and Jefferson Legal and Courtney, well, no, not Courtney because she doesn't like Jay Crowder. We were all saying, and Josh Taylor, we were still calling Suns in 6. Right now, Milwaukee is in the lead 3-2. Game 6 is tonight. Trey, are we going to be made wrong?
I'm a little nervous because there's the Scott Foster, Chris Paul stat out there that he always loses when he officiates the game. And, well, he's officiating the game tonight, so.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Courtney, how do you feel vindicated right now that the Phoenix Suns are one loss away from elimination?
see, but I was always like Team Suns, but because I wanted Chris Paul to get a ring, but that doesn't look like it now. So I really don't care now at this point, unfortunately.
Justin, where you at?
So like I said, I have Hawks season tickets. So Giannis and the Bucks robbed me of attending my first NBA Finals. So I've been rooting against them. And they went down 2-0. And I guess I forgot who Chris Paul really was. And I was screaming, Suns in 6. Well, actually, I was screaming Suns in 4. I was being real anal about it.
So you also beat up some guy with a bad haircut.
Yeah, so now they're talking about, and it's scary because they're in Milwaukee tonight. But I think maybe Chris Paul will reappear because there's a wanted sign out for him right now. And,
Yeah, that's the stat. Chris Paul, when Scott Foster officiates the game, 0-12.
And then he's been turning the ball over like crazy. I mean, but he actually has turned the ball over like crazy against the Bucks the whole entire season. Like every time he's played them, they've just been hounding him. And it's just like the Bucks are so dangerous. Like Giannis is going to get whatever Giannis is going to get because it's Giannis. But when Middleton actually shows up to a game and then Connaughton is hitting, and the man I hate the most, Bobby Portis, is playing well, and then Brook Lopez is doing well. It's just like they don't become unstoppable but it becomes a little less probable for you to do well. And Booker just has to take over tonight if they want to win. He just has to tell Chris Paul get out the way. Honestly,
see, I'm a big fan of both Brook and Robin Lopez.
They're ugly dudes though. They are. They do about have some fugalicious like tendencies. Yeah, they're one tier above Joe Noah in terms of the.
They've been weird looking since I remember when they were at Stanford. I always thought they were weird looking too.
Ooh, they're ugly.
They are. You know what? I still remember Arsenio Hall did a stand up back in the '80s, and he was said that the Celtics were the ugliest team in the NBA. And I seriously think that he was talking about the Lopez twins. Like someone should seriously just look at their parents and be like, why? I'm sure they're the greatest guys in the world, like really, really nice people, and they love the game of basketball, and every team that they're on, they contribute in a major way, but
except for when they're on the Bulls, because
I'd love to be taller, but I wouldn't trade height to look like them.
Yeah, me either. Me either. I'll tell you the truth. I'm 5'9". I would kill to be 6'8", so I could be, a power forward like Dennis Rodman. But if I had to look like the Lopez twins, you know what?
Nope.
You could make me 4'4".
Oh no, that's wow.
As long as I look good.
See, but their money is tall too, though. So
Yeah.
there's no such thing as an ugly rich guy.
That's a good point. Because even though Rodney Dangerfield said he didn't get no respect, it was like, but you get when you flash that money,
Yeah.
you getting some love. Come on, Rodney. So speaking of respect, Damian Lillard is denying that he made a trade request, and he's hoping for some big changes. Now, do you think that this is him just trying to save face with the fan base because the Blazers might start asking for more than other teams are willing to give up? Or does he really want to stay in Portland? And why the hell does anyone want to stay in Portland?
Because the coffee's good.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And you're relatively close to Seattle.
I mean, but it's like, so I am very pro go get a ring.
Me too.
Very, very pro go get a ring. I love what LeBron did when he went to Miami. I love what KD did. If you can't beat him,
Me too.
Pedro Martinez said the year they came back from 3-1 to the Yankees, if they didn't beat us that year, he was going to sign with the Yankees because he was tired of losing to them. And it's just like, how many years? I mean, Dame's what? Dame's my age, probably like a year or two older, 32, 31, 32, 33.
He's early 30s, been in the league.
Why am I gonna waste my time being in a place I know I'm not going to succeed? Us as regular, everyday working people, we don't stay at jobs that we're unhappy at because I'm loyal. No, you go to the better opportunity. Even sometimes you got to take less money to save your happiness.
That's why Brian Tann's here.
Yeah, I mean, because at least like when LeBron loses, he lives in LA. So what? I live in LA. When you lose, you live in Portland. Who takes trips to Portland, Oregon? Do any of you?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even on somebody's bucket list to do. I mean, it's just like
I want to go to Oregon.
How do you even like? I mean, I was turned off by Oregon when I played Oregon Trail back when I was a kid. But even when even like, how do you even talk to somebody? But hey, bro, come move out to Oregon. If you call one of your best friends right now, and be like, yo, Oregon's the move. They're gonna be like, yeah, fam, I'll see you when I see you. Like,
hey. Take care. Tell number 5 I said hi.
Like Melo, I love Carmelo, but Melo needed a shot. He got his shot. I mean, but they don't have enough money for anybody, and I'm also a fan. I believe all sports should not have salary caps. That's me, because because that's the only way Portland. And like it's like KD. KD could have went to the Knicks, but it's the Knicks. I'm gonna just go over to Brooklyn. Still in New York. I can still live in Manhattan. I can catch a taxi or catch an Uber over to Brooklyn to play my games. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to be a loser. And everybody just seems to forget that when it becomes the sports, and they want to. This player played on the same team his whole career and blah blah blah. But when Jordan was losing with the Bulls, they went out and made moves. When Magic and when the Lakers were losing, they went out and made moves. Yeah, the Warriors built their team from ground up, but nobody thought Klay Thompson was going to be Klay Thompson.
Right.
Nobody. People didn't even believe Steph Curry was going to be Steph Curry.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. I really get annoyed when I hear sports fans talk about loyalty. Yo, these teams are not loyal to these players.
Exactly.
These players are commodities. That's all they're seen as. Now, they might say when they're done, what do they say when someone retires? Oh, man, we love this guy. He or she has contributed so much to this franchise, and we wouldn't be where we are without them. Yeah, you only have loyalty to them because they did something for you.
Yep.
You ain't got no loyalty. Very, very, very rarely does a team actually show loyalty to a player. Like, all right, so the Steelers took care of what's his name? Now his name is escaping me. The brother who broke his neck.
Ryan Shazier.
The Steelers took care of Ryan Shazier and continue to take care of Ryan Shazier. That is not the norm.
Because they're businessmen at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
you're an employee
about making money, and you're an employee. That's it. And when
I
you
think
go
the
to
Durant one's the best example. I get so angry when people criticize him. It's like, what did you want him to do? You wanted him to stay with the biggest cancer in the league, Russell Westbrook, and eat at TGI Fridays in Oklahoma when his team wouldn't spend for the luxury tax, a team that didn't draft him, a team that traded James Harden. Like, what are you guys doing?
I was about to say they begged them not to trade James Harden. They were like, we don't want to pay him.
Like, what?
Right.
Like that's the guy.
We went to the finals. This is the core that took us to the finals, but it cost too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you're going to criticize that guy? No.
Yeah, because these owners, if it comes to winning or making money, they're going to pick the money over winning every day.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so Richard Sherman has pleaded not guilty. I'm seeing on my notes here, he pled not guilty to his 5 charges, his 5 misdemeanor charges. He's remorseful. Of course he is.
Mm.
It's cool. You do you, Sherm. Let's see here. Aaron Rodgers has declined the Green Bay Packers extension offer that would have made him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. No one's shocked by this. He wants out. Stop trying. He just ain't into you.
It's Wisconsin. Nobody wants to be there.
No, not at all. Kareem got out of there quickly. Well, because he made a mistake, Kane.
So can I touch on Richard Sherman on that thing?
Yeah.
So as a person, because I heard, we all heard a 911 call. As a person who was once a sponsor athlete of Hennessy, and got drunk. I mean, at the end of the day, was it scary what he did? Yes. But every one of us here on this panel right now either have been angry while drunk or seen somebody angry while drunk, and you wake them up the next day and they're like, what are you talking about? Yeah. I mean, I mean, nobody got hurt. I mean, who hasn't gotten mad or drunk and wanted to fight? Some people are going to say not them, but that's a net. It's scary because he's a pro athlete who could really hurt you if he gets his hands on you. But Richard Sherman is such an even keel guy. Even while drunk, something happened. Something usually takes somebody there. Whether, it's a person actually there, whether it's PTSD, whether it's something. So, I feel like we need to get to the root of what happened and why it got there, opposed to, how his action. Because every action has a reaction, but I just hope the league doesn't try to, throw him under the bus and, blackmail him because, he did what, at least 50% of people that because I mean, if one of us got that drunk right now, try to break down the door, and nobody would even care.
I mean, you're right about that. I'm not denying that at all. My only thing is this. Number one, I'm part Irish. I'm just gonna put that out there. So I've been drunk and been wanting to go. I'm also a first degree black belt. So I can't just arbitrarily put my hands on nobody. If I do, I might as well just say goodbye to the sun. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I get why that makes it frightening, but I agree. I don't think a guy who's done something that all of us has done should run into that. But I seriously think, though, and he even admitted, I've been going through some stuff right now. And honestly, while a lot of people try to use that excuse, Richard Sherman has always owned everything he's ever done. Always. Leave the guy alone. Leave Richard alone. Seriously, if Trey Daubert gets picked up because he was flipping out and threw a brick through somebody's window, but it didn't hurt them while he was drunk, and it's you know what? He screwed up. Make him pay for the window.
Yeah.
But
I mean, some of the funniest
things.
Yeah,
but Kane is right. He's in the public eye, and that's the problem. That's what brings it all to light, is that he's in the public eye.
some of the lighter notes of that situation. If you went on TikTok where they posted the ring footage, all the comments said that's what happens when you try him with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, or some people said Michael Crabtree was definitely on the other side of that door. So those are like the two funnies I got from this situation. That
you know Richard Sherman Richard Sherman remembers Michael Crabtree.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I want to close out the show because one of the sports trade that I'm really going to be paying attention to this coming sports season is hockey, and I will be paying attention to. Now, granted, I will relent and refer to them as the Seattle Kraken. I'm happy to see another pro team in Seattle, because I'm still pissed that the Sonics left, because I love the Sonics. But I still am upset that the name wasn't made the Rain City Bitch Pigeons. I would have preferred that name. I love the name Rain City Bitch Pigeons. I love it. If you put that into your Google machine, it'll come up. It's awesome. I love it. But I'll accept Seattle Kraken because it keeps the water theme, and I would have even gone with the Rain City Poseidon or something like that. But yeah, God of the Sea. Percy Jackson's dad. Represent. Well, my kid made me read the Percy Jackson series, so that's how I'm all about Poseidon now, because it's Percy Jackson's dad. So tomorrow is the expansion draft, and on the dreaded 4-letter network, they projected every team, because they have to pick one player from every team.
Well, you should bring up Andrew McGinnis's 47-minute read article, because he did the same thing.
Well, then you know what? F them. I'm just going by what's in my notes. I will go with what Andrew McGinnis has to say. Thanks, Courtney. Thanks for just leaving me high and dry. Of course, okay. For whatever. No, it's cool. It's cool. Hold up. Oh, I forgot. Every time I try to use the site.
I got it.
Great. Brian Tann's gone.
What happened? Yeah, for whatever reason, my VPN, I have to turn off my VPN to go to the Vendetta site. So I'm going over here now. I'm going to take a look at what young Andrew had to say. And we'll probably have young Andrew. Hey, Courtney, can we see if we can get young Andrew on here next week? So that way we can talk the expansion draft. Here we are. NFL expansion draft preview. Who will Seattle take from every team? I'm not reading 40 minutes worth of young Andrew. That's just not going to happen.
He is insane. And it literally comes up as like 47-minute read. Andrew McGinnis is like, dude, you're out of control.
Yeah. So I'm looking at now. You've looked at this, Trey. Now they have to pick one guy from every team before they move on. And what is it? Then it's the injury draft. Then they can start picking free agency, and then there's the actual draft. Correct? That's how this whole thing is working.
I believe so.
All right. So of all the names that young Andrew has thrown out there,
oh God,
who do you think is going to probably be the one guy that they are definitely going to take? Because I know here in Pittsburgh, a lot of guys, they're talking about, because Zach Aston-Reese isn't protected. And there's a couple of other guys as well, but Zach Aston-Reese is the one of the main names. Who do you think is going to be the guy?
You caught me red-handed. I didn't actually look through Andrew's article, but
oh no, that's all right.
Oh my God!
I just scrolled through. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, it's 47-minute read, so
yeah, that's a long ass read, man.
I did give him a click. I do think the one interesting name is Vladimir Tarasenko. He's been injured a lot, but when he's healthy, I mean, that dude snipes. But the biggest thing is he has a big contract, but obviously if you're starting a team from scratch, a big contract isn't necessarily a big deal.
Oh, no, Justin, do you follow the NHL at all?
No, I used to. Now I just kind of,
You're kind of a casual
guy. The last time I paid attention to hockey, like for real, I think who I probably it was back when like Ovechkin and Crosby and all them were running the sport.
They still kind of are.
Oh, are they still playing? I had no clue.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, you know
they're
what? You
still
know what? I
playing.
will say one thing about hockey. Hockey is definitely like baseball, where it's kind of ageless to an extent, where people you will see people play 15, 16, 20 years in that sport. I always thought that was pretty cool. Even though it's pretty like damaging to your body, people still crazy as hell and go out there and hit each other around.
Ovechkin might break the record that Gretzky has.
Oh, that's a big deal. Yeah. I mean, because I'm a super all sports guy, but hockey is just one of those things where, well, I respect hockey, so I think hockey is the hardest professional sport. While I think hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in professional sports, but hockey, you have to be a world-class skater. You have to somewhat be very physical. You have to be able to be pushed down your feet, take this puck and try to score in this little bitty net when the keeper is pretty much the same size as the net. So I always think it's pretty cool, but it's just one of those things where, you got to like follow one sport less than the other, and hockey just for me falls.
And it's 82 games a year. Like those guys are getting hit and hit and hit and hit.
And I know when I wear skates, it kills my ankles.
Yeah, and they're wearing them every day. And like the first line guys play pretty much the whole game for the most part, and like. And then you like imagine you on a fast break, and next thing you know, you get lifted off your feet into a board because you don't even just fall on the ice. You get hit, you get checked into a board, and then
you hit the ice.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things where, of course, a lot of us in the hood liked it a lot because the video games you could fight and everything like that. But like the sport itself is actually like super duper hard, and I respect it, but I just can't. It's just so many names and so many people and. Everything they do in hockey is weird because like you play club, then you go to college, then you go pro. It's so like different. Because I had a kid on my baseball team. He was like in the hockey ranks, I guess you would say. Like he was a prospect in hockey, and so like it was kind of crazy to see how that is. But I catch games when I can. Like I watch the big playoff games and stuff like that.
Yep. Like I said, I've already committed. I'm going to be watching, a lot of sports this fall and winter and into the spring, because it's like I'm doing a sports show, so I should know a little bit more about the stuff. I'm casual enough that I can speak with intelligence on it, but now I got to start doing research and crap. So
it could be like Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. They don't know much about much. If it's not boxing, Max Kellerman just be rambling.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith just makes every part of
He's
my
so
body
ignorant. It's ridiculous.
He's an asshole.
The fact that he said Ohtani couldn't be the face of baseball, and he's literally one of the most famous people or like important people in baseball right now is it's like when Max Kellerman talk about MMA or boxing, you're like, oh, I see why he has a job. And then they start talking about basketball and baseball, and you're like, I wish he would shut up. And then when Stephen A's talking about basketball or football. You're like, okay. And then he starts talking about baseball and everything else. You're like, all right, I'm turning this off now. So I'm a firm believer in, like if I was to ever have my own sports marketing or media thing, I would definitely have a hockey guy. I wouldn't even try my hand at it. Because
you can't have ours. You can't have ours. Yeah, Stephen Aloysius Smith can kiss my ass. And I don't care if his middle name is actually Aloysius or not. It is now. I've made it so. So, and honestly, I'm so sick of him. The only person that I hate more than him in sports media is Jason Whitlock. That's the only one. Don't
get me out. If never mind. I hate that. I hate that man. I'm not gonna call him. I'm not gonna call him things I usually call him. But
yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it civil. But I will say this: if someone pulled some bacon off his back, it wouldn't make me sad.
Yeah, and he just never mind. I'm so glad they kicked him off that show on Fox Sports.
Same here. You know it's bad when you get kicked off of anything that has sports in it.
Yeah.
It's Aloysius. He is not allowed to share my middle name. It's Aloysius. Period. Don't try to tell me that he shares my middle name. Oh, I don't think so. All right, so real quick before we go, because we're totally out of time. If you could only save one life, Jason Whitlock, Voldemort, or Sauron, and I'll even throw Dolores Umbridge in there. Whose life are you saving?
Voldemort.
It's true. I was gonna say Voldemort. It was either gonna be Voldemort or Sauron.
Yeah. It's like, it's some things are necessary, some things you live with, and the other ones I'm just hard pass. Especially Jason
it's
Whitlock.
definitely a
I
hard
really
pass when
wouldn't
it comes
piss
to
on
Whitlock.
him if he was on fire.
About the same. About the same.
Like literally, he's one of those dudes where if he read my Twitter things, like if I said something on Twitter about him, and he's like, say it to my face, I'll just punch him. Like,
Why
but
am I even gonna talk?
But he'll definitely press charges because he's one of those people. So
Yeah.
he's like, he never mind.
You ever notice that when he tries to call himself getting animated and talking, like his cheeks are still moving even after he's done talking, and then he starts to sweat a little bit. He gets meat sweats just from talking.
Yeah, it's just like, like he talks as if like he was just this amazing athlete. Yeah, he played, but like you wouldn't think he ever played because the way he dogs people, and he tries to appease the people who don't really give a damn about him, and it's just like, come on, bro, you don't got to be all the way on one side, but like, come on, you playing that fiddle a little too well, you tap dancing a little too much.
Yep, he is about the overweight male version of Candace Owens. But with that, we're out of time. And Herschel Walker and Christian Walker. But we're out of time. Way over it. All right, so Juston, tell everyone again where they can reach you, how they can get on you, what your schedule is, all of that good stuff.
All right, so Uncle Sam's Reject Gaming on YouTube, daily NCAA, daily football videos right now on my main channel. Twitch, Uncle Sam's Reject YT. Hit me up on Twitter, Uncle Sam's Reject, and yeah, man, I'm a retired veteran, so I'm pretty much active on socials all day. Hit me up. We can talk about whatever. We can argue about whatever, and we can laugh about it later.
Too bad you're not on Xbox, man.
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I play everything. I don't discriminate. I love Xbox because it has Game Pass. They're killing Sony with that.
Here, I just left you my my gamer tag in the private chat.
Okay, I got you.
So, I mean, because I tell you the truth.
PlayStation.
Xbox
life is not for me.
I mean, but I'm very Sony heavy, but when I could just get all the free games I want, just for like a little fee. I mean, and EA access. I mean, you're superior as far as that. But when it comes to gameplay, I mean, if somebody put a gun in my head and said pick one, I'm picking PlayStation all day.
See, I used to be a Major League PlayStation guy, right? And then Knights of the Old Republic came out on the original Xbox, and that's what got me. And I started, like, a lot of my stuff that I bought from 360, since it transferred over to the Xbox One. That's why I went with Xbox. It's like, if I spend all my money on this stuff, I still want to be able to play it. Now, I do still have stuff on my PlayStation account. I probably will get I might get a PlayStation 4 or something, but I'm probably going to get the Series X before I get the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, see. Oh, have any of you guys got next gen? Were any of you guys lucky enough to get it?
No.
Yeah,
Nope.
I got it.
No,
so
you didn't.
I got so lucky on PlayStation.
I do.
How?
I literally have a PlayStation right here.
Prove it.
Okay.
Well, I can prove mine. It's my
Hold on.
P5 controller.
Well, if you can see it in the back right there.
Man,
Wow.
Oh, she's stunning
Trey.
on y'all, and it's on.
Trey, you pay her entirely too much. She got a PlayStation 5.
She's underpaid. That's false.
Yeah, that is true. She is way underpaid. I was just being jealous because she has a PS5 and I can't get an Xbox Series X.
I got the Series S, but it kind of sorry.
I got the X, and the X and the 5 are pretty. They're pretty hand in hand. No, only thing that the X has over the P5 right now is Game Pass. But most of Game Pass is like, it's great for if you play story mode games. But as we stated earlier, I mostly play sports games. So, and they all pretty much come out on the same thing. So
yeah.
Now, do you guys think that EA is going to release Madden day one on EA Access, or do you think they're going to keep?
Nah, I don't see them doing that. It's EA we're talking about.
That's true.
I mean, hell, they just took a bunch of titles off of EA Access over the last few months. So
that's true. That's why I'm glad that I picked up Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Oh yeah,
which is on point. Oh, Kane says they said that they're not. All right, that's fine. Then I can wait until after a week or two. What is it? 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, I'll download it and play it then. Juston, it was so great having you on the show. Definitely love to have you on again and talk the stream and talk what's going on your stream and whatnot. Trey, you always got a free pass to come on whenever. So Courtney, you're a part of the show anyway. So Jefferson Legal, enjoy your time in Mississippi, because I know that I couldn't, because I'm sure that I'd run afoul something not good. So see you next week. Hopefully, if you don't love it down there too much and get, I don't know, do they eat crawfish down in Mississippi? I don't know Mississippi.
Might get caught gambling. They got a lot of casinos in Mississippi.
Oh, so we're never gonna see Jefferson Legal again. He's gonna be down there gambling and having way too much fun, and then he's gonna get in debt, and then I might have to go down there like Lincoln Clay, Mafia 3 style, and take care of
alcohol on Sundays.
I'm gonna keep my black ass out of Mississippi. But yep, I've already said it enough. I teased enough. We're out of time. Make sure you check us out, vendettasportsmedia.com. Find us all over social media on Twitter, media_vendetta, Vendetta Sports Media on our YouTube channel, Vendetta Sports Media on our Twitch channel. We're all over the place. Make sure you go to vendettasportsmedia.com. Check out all of our content, our written articles, our podcasts. They're all there. All of our shows stream live on Twitch, and then they are uploaded to our YouTube next day, as well as going into our Spotify or however the hell we do that. Give some love to our sponsors, Symbol.app. Use our promo code Vendetta. Get $10 towards your very first deposit. Go to monkeyknifefight.com. Use our promo code Vendetta for your very first deposit. They will match you dollar for dollar up to $100. And, of course, much love to – what the hell is it called again? Oh, yeah, XP Coffee Company. I need to get some XP coffee to get my brain working by now. Go to XP Coffee Company. Let them know that we sent you. With that, we'll see you next week. We are out of time. Take care. And I guess I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. Milwaukee in 6. Later.